again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Brown's Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski, and this is where you can stop in and get caught up on some of the latest news involving our Cleveland Browns and then get a 10-minute take along the way. If you can, please like and subscribe all of the episodes that you check out and subscribe to the channel if you would. I really appreciate it. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers, folks. I really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. And also get those comments in the viewer comment section. Coming up on today's show, OTAs, day 2. We've got some things to talk about, folks, and what might be our first telltale sign of who will be the quarterback come week 1, game 1. Also, what I think when all these OTA videos come out, here's what I think you should really be paying attention to. This is just me. I'm going to let you know. Also, Myles Garrett getting off on the wrong foot with fans already after demanding a trade and then getting his bag in the offseason. And in the viewer comments, what if Joe Flacco wasn't brought in here to mentor the rookies? We'll see what that's all about. But first things first, let's talk about OTAs day 2. And here are some of the headlines. What I thought was interesting, DeJuan Jones at left tackle. Remember, we just talked about this. And then Cornelius Lucas at right tackle. No Jack Conklin over there. And so they were both with the first team. Greg Newsome not in attendance. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on. And then here we've already had our first Dillon Gabriel pass batted down, and it was his fellow rookie compadre over there. It was Mason Graham batting it down at the line of scrimmage. And folks, if things like that keep happening, Browns fans are going to lose their mind. Now, speaking of those quarterbacks, there they all are. Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco. I'm going left to right clockwise. Don't read anything into my order. There's Dillon down there in the left-hand corner throwing a pass with Kenny Pickett watching. And then there's Shedeur Sanders getting some reps. This was from a running back drill. They were throwing short little passes to running backs here in this drill. And so as I went through everything today, here's the thing. All right. Here's right away I said, here's your first sign. We know who's going to start week 1, right? Well, they started the running back drill, and it was Kenny Pickett who made the first handoff of OTAs today. So to me, if that's not a telltale sign, no, it's not. Kevin Stefanski's already said they are mixing it up every single day. He said that today. Don't pay attention to any orders. So today it was Pickett, then Flacco, then Gabriel, then Shedeur. Then Gabriel and Shedeur got some extra reps. So again, like we talked about, the rookies, they're learning. So they'll get those extra reps to learn. In other drills, Flacco and Flacco were working together. And Gabriel and Sanders were working together. And then 11 on 11s, Joe Flacco went first. So again, folks, it's going to be tough to read anything from the order of the way things are in OTAs. But I'm going to double down on this, folks. Kenny Pickett, I'm telling you, every single day I hear more and more. Kenny Pickett lean into it. He's probably going to be your starter. It's probably his job to lose. So we'll just see how this plays out now that they're out on the field. In offense-only drills, it was Pickett first, then Dillon Gabriel second, Joe Flacco third, and Shedeur Sanders fourth. So the order mixed up again. But I got to give credit to Cleveland.com reporters Mary Kay Cabot and Ashley Bastock. They were on it, man, posting videos today. Like, they were coming out every 10 seconds. There was a new video, something else to watch. And so I thought they did a great job, and I want to shout them out. I love what they're doing out there at OTAs. Now, Coach Stefanski, as I mentioned, says they'll mix up the order every day. But here's what I want you to pay attention to, and it goes to the offense as a whole. What I noticed, a lot of short passes, even in the 11 on 11 drills. You know, even like you saw Jerry Jeudy catch and run in one of the videos, but he's running a drag across the middle, folks. You see Harold Faden Jr. making a catch. Here's another thing to watch for with him. He could end up being the Browns' third wide receiver, or he may be used as a third wide receiver in some of these sets. After, if it's Deontay Johnson and Jerry Jeudy, Could be Harold Fannin in some of these sets as the third wide receiver. He's a matchup nightmare. But we saw him making a catch, and another thing to pay attention to: see if and who they're using at fullback, because Kevin Stefanski, his offense, he likes to use that fullback. But I'm curious if he's going to use one of those tight ends in that role, maybe like an H-back in some respects. So those are the things. I'm looking at that offense, and I'm watching these quarterbacks throw passes, and I don't see anybody throw anything deep. So. The majority of these passes, like we've been talking about, folks, I think are going to be high percentage passes that are short. And I think it's going to be a lot of catch and run after the catch, stuff like that. And so that's what I think. Those are the things to watch in these OTA videos. You watch for those short passes or see what types of passes the quarterbacks are throwing. Now, the other big story today, Myles Garrett not at OTAs. And so he signs that 4-year, $160 million contract in the offseason after he demanded to be traded and heads to the Super Bowl and, gets on Radio Row and tells everybody how bad it is here in Cleveland, and then Haslam works it out with him. They give him $123 million guaranteed, a $21 million signing bonus. And once the deal was done, Jimmy Haslam challenged Garrett. He said, hey, he said it's no secret the rules haven't always applied to him, but, he wanted him to step up and be a leader. And so Garrett's had a history of showing up late and missing some mandatory activities and things. So this isn't like a new thing, but you would think after you get your bag, you might want to show up and be a leader. He has shown up to OTAs before. In 2021, he was among the veterans who participated in the first voluntary OTA session. So it just doesn't appear that Myles Garrett is paying attention to the message that Haslam sent. Now, you're asking, well, what was he doing? Well, here's what he was doing. He's looking at houses in Tokyo. He's in Japan. He's not even at the facility. And then he's posted on his Instagram story. There's a shot of the story. I'm trying to buy a house in Tokyo. Like, we're supposed to care. Like what is going on? And so, I don't know, man. It's a bad look, and I hope this is not a thing. This is the thing I said when we talked about this. Like he wants to be traded, and then we roll a Brinks truck up to him and tell him to unload it. And this is the thanks we get. It's a bad look for me, man. And if this is gonna be a precedent for him, I'm telling you, like I don't know. It's not a good start. And a lot of Browns fans not happy with him not showing up there. And then Greg Newsome also missing. To me, the cornerback situation with the Browns, I don't know. It's a wee bit fragile because after Newsome, you got Ward. I mean, he's a Pro Bowler, but I mean, he's hurt so much he can't stay on the field. So you got Martin Emerson, third year. I mean, he's pretty solid. And he's a projected starter in when they need three corners out there. And then maybe Cam Mitchell. After that, it starts to get dicey, folks. It's not like this cornerback room is filled with 8 Pro Bowlers. And so I don't know. There's another one. It'd be nice to see Greg Newsome there, but again, Myles Garrett, bad look, man. It not showing up, but. You know who does show up all the time? It's you guys in the viewer comments. And today we're going to start with Jamira Robinson. He said, why is everybody pushing Kenny? He hasn't been successful anywhere. Neither rookie is getting cut. Now, Kevin Stefanski was asked, would you keep 4 quarterbacks? His response, it's only May. We're so far from roster cuts. I can't even think about that. Then he was going to follow up from the reporter. It was, hey, have you ever seen a team keep 4 quarterbacks? I'd have to check, said Stefanski. Yeah, he is playing it off. That to me is no, we are not keeping 4 quarterbacks. So somebody will be left. But I agree. I don't think either one of these rookies will be cut. Traded, maybe. But the deeper we get into this, there's more talk about Flacco being the odd man out. I'm telling you, Kenny Pickett, I'm telling you. That's what I'm hearing, at least at this point. Day 2 of OTAs. It's only May. I know it feels like it's October, but it's only May. In Cleveland, it's not very warm right now in Cleveland for all you people watching around the world. Anyway, Donnie King 045 says the coach said the snaps don't matter who goes first or last, and he's right. And Kevin Stefanski doubled down on that today. And the order is going to change every day, like from drill to drill, from like everything. It's going to be so hard to try and figure. It's going to be like the shell game, you know. You're never going to be able to read anything into who is taking the first snap and who is, handing off first. Or like, we can kid about it all we want, but nobody is ever going to know. But I will say, I keep hearing Kenny Pickett's the starter. Joel McClain. And Joel, he's in the comments a lot, and he has some good things. But listen, how about this one? This one goes, you should go, He says, is it possible they brought Flacco in to be the mentor to Pickett? We all assumed he'd be the bridge quarterback and could mentor the rookies. But maybe they see things with Pickett that need fixing and are going to rely on Flacco to help him through those things. And when I read that, I'm like, it's not out of the question. To me, it is not out of the question. Because what I said when we had Flacco the first time, I'm like, we needed Flacco's brain in a younger body, And so, actually, we need Flacco's arm too, because he's got a cannon. But there could be some of that going on, with base, like I said, on everything I'm hearing, with Pickett's job to lose. It could be a little bit of Flacco mentoring Pickett, but the rookies for sure. I mean, Shador and Dylan Gabriel will absolutely learn from him, like we've talked about before. Antoine Marvins, but he goes by @Marvins Antoine. I like the new set. Oh, he's talking about the Shadors. We used the Shadors. We were in the studio a couple of days, and so if you haven't seen it, you can go back a few episodes and check them out. But he says he likes them because it gives a more one-on-one feel, like I'm telling a secret. So I told him, I said, I'll just start whispering everything now. So hey, everybody, OTA started. We're on day 2. Hopefully that makes him feel better. I don't think I can whisper a whole show, though. I don't think there's no way I can make it. And then Anthony Hudson doubled down. He said, no. Where are the doors? He goes, I want the 3 doors. I need the 3 doors. I don't know if I'll be able to watch without the 3 doors. Yeah, well, the 3 doors, we put them away for a little while. We're back here in the studio and going strong here. So there we go. Day 2 OTAs. It's they're throwing at air a lot of times, folks. You can't really get a real sense of, what the offensive line and the defensive line are doing. But I do think that Mason Graham pass, batting down Dylan Gabriel, not a good look, and Myles Garrett, not a good look either. Okay, we'll be back on it now. Tomorrow they are taking off, so there won't be any practices, but there'll be plenty of things to talk about assessing, and then they'll be back at practice on Friday. So tomorrow we'll reassess everything we've seen here in the last couple of days, and have some new things for you as well. But all right, we're off and running. Thanks for joining us. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Go Browns!